Good morning, legends. How are we doing? Welcome to another YouTube video. Today, I'm going to be taking you through a full day of full day in the life. There we go, Luke. On prep, what I'm eating, how I'm training, how my training's changed since I started prep, all of that good stuff. So I've already been out for the morning walk, got some steps in, touched some grass because that's what Andrew Huberman likes, and he told me it was a good idea. Now I'm just making meal one, which is in fact, exactly the same as before I started prep. But I'll show you the differences in the rest of the meals, why we've changed, what we've changed, all of that good stuff. So keep watching, enjoy the video. I'm still waiting for my oats to cook in the microwave, so just want to show you guys the most complicated coffee setup ever. We have got beans in here. I'm going to grind this guy around, which is the best forearm workout ever. Absolute blaster. Goes into the bottom bit. Pour it in here, hot water, give it a stir, pop the filter on, and it's going to be the best coffee you've ever had in your life. Don't mind all of this stuff. This is just my food prep for the day because I'm going to be out until about 8 p.m. today. Busy day, training people, training myself, all of that good malarkey. Those are going to go in the oats. I don't know why they're here. Here's a dark chocolate. Here's the oats. Let's go. Coffee has been drank. Friday morning check-ins have been done, and I am off to the gym to train some people in person. I know that's not cool and sexy these days, is it? It's all about being an online coach, sitting at your laptop and not speaking to any real people in the real world or something like that. And then spouting your opinions off Instagram on how to train people, even though you've never actually trained anyone in your entire life. Bit weird. But Friday's a short day for me. 3 sessions today. Then I'm off to the coach to film an upper session for you lot to watch and see how cool and jacked I am and how well I train, something else like that. So yeah, in a bit, you'll probably see me eating lunch next. I forgot to film my oats today, so I'll probably film that tomorrow. But oh well, it is what it is. We're authentic here. So, morning block of PTs is done, pre the merch there, and the locker that is absolute hoarding at this point, but you've got to be prepared, and that's all the food that I might ever need, so it's in here. So, unlike meal one, which is still 40 grams of whey, 100 grams oats, 20 dark chocolate, 200 mixed berries, this meal is a little bit different. Rice has been dropped from 125 to 75 grams in this one, and then pretty sure I was having a squares bar before this. What was happening squares bar post? I can't remember now. I'm like 4 weeks into prep and I've basically forgotten. But this is still a great amount of food for me. Not really too hungry, satisfied, not force feeding. So it's all good. Now, let's get into the training session. So as you'll see, this is obviously not the gym group. I haven't lost my job, been kicked out, anything like that. I just fancied coming here for a session today. So it's going to be the same sort of layout as usual in terms of a lateral first, incline press, flat press. Now, it's not exactly the same machines, and that's not really the end of the world, if I'm honest, okay? It's just a case of picking fairly similar movement patterns and going with that, okay? So I'm still going to do something for upper chest. I'm still going to do something that's more of a flat press. I'm going to do the single arm lat row. It's just going to be on a different piece of equipment, and I'll get numbers for that, and then I'll do that again next week because I fancy coming here for the Friday sessions a little bit more. It's fun to be a small fish in a big pond again, rather than feeling like, there's not that many people around in the gym group that I'm like, wow, okay, that's impressive. Whereas there's fucking loads like it. So I'm going to get into the session and I'm going to enjoy it. And Maple's going to spot me because she's a legend, aren't you, Maple? There we go. I don't know if you can see her from there. So keeping 1 rep in the tank on all of those sets there. Number 1, because it's a Maya rep. Number 2, because I'm in prep and fatigue is a bastard. And I tend to find that those last like 1-2 reps really where it fucks me up, and I start to develop like a little niggle in my trap, or my elbow hurts a little bit more and that sort of thing. And one of the worst things you can do for one of the worst things you can do for presenting your best package on stage is get injured and not be able to train a certain muscle for a little while. So I'm not going to do that. And for anyone who's wondering where I got this awesome, sexy hoodie that I'm definitely not plugging on purpose now, it's builtnotbornclothing.com, lactic 10 for a discount. All right. Your chest does not know if it's doing a machine press, a dumbbell press, a Smith press, whatever it is, okay? All it knows is the amount of tension that it's under. So it doesn't matter that I normally do an incline Smith press. I'm doing an incline converging chest press machine because I like this one more at the moment. I've been running a flat Smith press for a good while, an incline Smith press. I've been running an incline Smith press for a while. I fancied a little bit of variation, and I'm at a different gym. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's okay. It's not going to stop me building any tissue. I've got new numbers for this. I'll do that again next week, and then I'll see where I'm at. Your training should not change when you enter prep. Okay. What built the muscle is going to help you keep it all the way through your fat loss phase. Sure, the total amount of volume that you can do might shrink a little bit whilst you have to do a bit more to maintain. We call that MEV. And if you're annoyed about sciencey terms for stuff, then fuck you. But you don't need to start swapping out your rep ranges or your exercises until you get into that very dog end of prep, where it might just be a little bit too tough to stabilize at a 5-rep dumbbell press, and you swap for a machine. Okay, you take your free weight squatting patterns or hinges to something a little bit more supported so that you can focus on using the target tissue rather than just not fucking falling over with the thing. No, go, mate. Go. Yeah. Sorry, mate. No, that's all right. You're lucky. I just finished. Otherwise, I'd be fuming, obviously. So in order to get the prep fat loss started, we made a good couple of changes. Now, expenditure stayed the same with cardio still 90 minutes or less a week, and then 10K steps a day. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here. But then when it comes to food, we made a big drop. So training day, previously, well, every day, I was having 3,400 calories, 550 carb, 60 fat, 170 protein sort of thing there. Training day, that's come down to 375 carb, making it 2,800 calories. And then rest day, it's come down to 275, making it 2,400. So a pretty big net calorie drop across the week, considering that I was pretty much maintaining my body weight beforehand. And now I've come down 5 pounds already in a matter of a month. At this point in the video, I've run out of genuinely exciting shit to say, so I've just clipped this onto my necklace to look, I don't know, fucking cool like an influencer. But if you are enjoying the video so far, despite the lack of useful, informative shit at this point, make sure you're subscribed, give it a like, appreciate the support, all of that good stuff, all right? I'm really going to sound like a broken record here, but again, the reason why I'm picking the Cybex pull down over setting up the one that I traditionally use on this sort of piece of equipment is variation. I've used that machine loads in the past. I really like using it. I've still got a fixed grip. It's not diverging or converging as I'm going through the rep. Okay, I'm getting a good amount of upper back trap, all of that good stuff as I'm going through the rep. And I like the machine. I'm more motivated to do it than the thing that I do every single week. And if I happen to come back and train her a little bit more frequently, well, I'll just use the numbers on that machine, won't I? Another handy thing about that and the Polaris row is that I don't have to faff about setting it up, putting the attachment on there or waiting for it if it's free. The Polaris one, I don't have to take a bench over to the cable stack. I can just hop right on, change the height of it to what I need, and it's got the perfect descending path that I'm after for a lat bias row. Final two movements for today's session are the incline dumbbell curl, which I've swapped in recently because I was getting some wrist pain in that sort of lengthened position of a face-away cable curl, just as the cable's essentially trying to pull my wrist backwards there. So swapped it out again, been running that for 6-9 months, progressed that up nicely. Haven't done these for a little while, so I thought I'd give them another go again, and they felt mint. So I keep doing them. It's quite nice when I'm doing them here versus, say, at a gym group, and same sort of thing with bent over rows. Any other free weight movement is a free weight is a free weight. Now, when you weigh them, this 10 kilo dumbbell might actually weigh 10.1, 9.97, whatever it is. So a little bit different, but broadly speaking, a free weight is a free weight. And then after the easy bar press downs, which is the same movement, maybe the shape of the bar is a little bit different. But apart from that, it's basically the same. I just need to find somewhere reasonable load-wise because not every cable stack is exactly the same. Okay, so another Maya rep set on here. I may or may not be filming this the next day because I completely forgot yesterday after I got home. Long, busy day, but that's okay. So I need to meal prep this evening, which means I don't have my normal beef mince and rice prepared, but I can put some toast in the toaster. I can whip together a bowl of yogurt and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna have this is the post-workout meal. It's actually a little bit higher carb than my normal post-workout meal, so that's fine. A meal prep this evening rather than wait like an hour and a bit by the time I finish training to shower, eat, prep, all of that stuff, because bro doesn't want to go catabolic or anything like that. But basically, main difference between this meal and the off season is I would normally have 20 grams of nut butter on this toast, but I'm not because it's post workout. I'll just bash it in the beef and rice later because that's lovely anyway. And anyone that says otherwise is a mong. So I just have this plain. I used to have 30 grams of honey, 50 grams of jam on this, and when I was in off season, and had 75 to 100 grams of cereal, depending on how much toast I fancied that day. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this. So meal prep is done for the evening. My hair is, however, not. That needs some serious sorting out, and that is the end of the video, people, because that's all I've really got to say. This meal, the beef meal, exactly the same as previously. Rice amount has dropped, and I'm going to stand this way because the light is way better there. So from 125 down to 75, I don't have a wow, those are bad forehead lines. Don't have a squares bar in this post workout anymore. I think I had some honey on there as well. Wow, I really should have filmed this sooner. But that is the kind of quality that you've come to expect from me on this channel, and my lack of preparation and editing skills. Just raw, mate. Just too raw. Just raw, unedited epicness, isn't it? So yeah, I'm obviously an online coach. For some reason, people pay me money to help them with stuff. So if you would like to do the same and support my bills, that would be lovely. Just pop me a message if you're interested. If not, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, keep stealing some free info from me, and that's cool. In a bit.